we're going to be working on the arms. In particular, on the arms, we have our yin points, our yin meridians, and on the outside of our arms, we have our yang meridians, and I'll teach you those. I chose my rose quartz Gua Sha stone today because it really enhances the heart, pericardium, and small intestine meridian points. And the pericardium is responsible for emotional protection. So if you ever feel like you're being inundated by the news, if it is overwhelming and you just feel this like, I need a little break from it, then that's pericardium energy that needs to be uplifted. And I felt today like I'm just feeling like I'm worrying about the circus, even though it's not my circus and not my monkeys. I felt myself worrying about the circus today. So I'm like, I'm going to choose rose quartz to strengthen my pericardium. So hopefully you have chosen whichever stone feels beautiful. We'll begin with just a little grounding, just a couple deep breaths. So place your hands on your lower dantian, and we're going to come into the present moment and really remember that our Gua Sha also moves our qi. It opens the flow of blood and qi in the meridians, so we want to come at it into the moment with this groundedness. Place your hands on your lower dantian and close your eyes. And just take 2 deep wave breaths. So where you fill up your lower dantian, then your middle torso, then your upper chest. And when you exhale, release the chest, then the middle torso, and then squeeze in the lower dantian. And let's do that one more time, this wave breath. Inhale, slowly filling from the bottom up. And exhale, moving from the top down, squeezing in. And then just take a couple natural breaths with your eyes closed. And tune into your energy, the beautiful qi flowing through you, healing you and nurturing you, and the blood that carries all the nutrients you need everywhere for healing and beauty. Flutter your eyes open when you're ready, and begin by grabbing your oil and making sure that your insides and outside, or lotion, whichever, insides and outsides of your arms, if you don't have on a long sleeve, have that beautiful, nice, kind of just slippery enough, but not too slippery quality of the oil that you can move down with your Gua Sha stone. And you can give a little test, make sure, oh yeah, that feels good. It's not dragging, it's not pulling. So just make sure that feels comfortable for you. We're going to begin on our yin organ meridians on the inside of our arm. So we have the inside, and you can tell it's yin because it's lighter. It gets less exposure to the sun, and that is our indication of yin. The yang is on the outside, right? So yang on the outside, it's darker, it's stronger, right? It's not, the skin is stronger, more sturdy than that delicate skin on the inside. And those are our yang meridians. The yin organs are tucked deeply inside. They're the ones essential for survival. And on the arms, we have 3 yin meridians that have channels running down the arms. The first is the lung. And the way you find the lung is find your bicep. So you have your bicep muscle. And on the outside of your bicep, so outside of your body, the outside of your arm, that's where the lung actually starts up here, as you know, on the chest. But for the arm, we're going to start just like right up on the outside part of the shoulder. And that point runs from the outside of the bicep all the way down, just along this outside rim of the arm, coming into the outside of the thumb. That is your lung meridian. And remember, since we're using a stone, we're going to overlap. You're going to hit it. You won't miss it. The next yin meridian point line, that channel that we're going to have, is on the heart. So you come back to your bicep, and now you have the inside of the bicep. You're coming along the inside, and you're going to follow then down from that inside all the way down along this outer edge of the arm, down along the outside and the pinky. That is your heart meridian line. So you can just trace that, feel the heart meridian. And the lungs I forgot to mention. So when we do the lungs, the lung meridian is really good, as we know, for the chest, for congestion, flu, sinuses. It's also great for grief or sadness or sorrow. And then the heart is incredible for all of the heart physiological functions. Emotionally, it's incredible for anxiety, reducing anxiety, bringing a sense of calm, which in turn is incredible for sleep. All right, then the next yin meridian that runs along the arm is the pericardium. That runs literally down the center of the bicep. So right down the center of the bicep, down the arm, and then you'll come through. This is that beautiful pericardium point, the Laogong point, which is that center of our power, all the way down the middle finger. And that is your pericardium meridian. And this point is really, again, incredible for anxiety, heart health. It calms the chest, and it also calms the stomach. And that the stomach is up over here. It can, if you have an upset stomach, that's a beautiful point. And in fact, with children, if children have an upset stomach in China, you don't get medicine, right? You get your mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or ayi just massaging your fingers to reduce your temperature, to clear your stomach ache, all that kind of stuff. All right, so let's go ahead. Make sure you can find it on both arms. We'll go to the other arm. We have our outside of our bicep. So coming down the outside of the bicep, down the outside of the arm, and down the thumb. That's the lung. Then we have the inside of the bicep, coming down the arm on this outer edge and down along the pinky. And then you have your pericardium down the middle of the bicep, and then the middle of the arm out and through the middle of the palm and out the middle finger. When we do our yin points, we always want to stroke from the top down. So usually when you're stroking, you want to follow the meridian energy. There are massage patterns like we do on the head, or if you go in a circle, things like that, that you won't follow that pattern always. But with Gua Sha, we want to follow the meridian energy pattern. And because we have lung one up here down to the end point there, that's where we go. So we're going to just practice stroking each of these meridian points. Come up right, kind of, right within the shoulder here. You don't have to go, you can still be on the arm. And we're just going to stroke down this outer part for the lung meridian. And just stroke and feel the energy. You'll notice the little reddening. That's the, that I can never say, and I've practiced it a million times, the Petrique or whatever, that if you do it right, you'll raise blood to the surface of the skin, but you won't break the skin and you won't bruise the skin. So you want just that right level of pressure where you're creating the red marks, but you're not having any bruising, pulling, bleeding, for sure not. So that's important. Cool. Now just feel that warmth. Just close your eyes if you want, or if you want your eyes open, just tune into the warmth just that little bit of stroking has done for you. Also feel your stone. Your stone is probably not cold anymore. Even if you just picked it up after doing that stroking, you're generating energy. Now let's come to the heart, and we're going to come inside the bicep. Remember, the heart starts under the armpit, but we're just going to do the arm. We're going to come right here at the inside of the bicep and stroke down the outer edge down to the pinky. And you can think about the benefit here. I'm calming my nervous system, reducing my anxiety. I am helping my sleep, calming my shen or spirit. And you'll notice again the redness that comes when you're getting a good treatment. Not too hard though. And if you feel any tension or pain, you want to stop and always be very gentle over the elbow. Some people will even only stroke to here, and then they won't stroke over the elbow. They'll just go on the other side. So just be mindful. You need to be very tender there, very careful. The last one on this side, then we're going to just practice stroking down the pericardium point all the way to the middle finger. Patterns will also just do the upper arm, just do the lower arm, or they'll just do the hand and fingers. There's lots of options. What's nice about this flow is you have a consistent flow along the meridian. So it's just nice. Okay, so you'll just have that feeling. Now check your other arm, make sure that your oil's okay. Just do a little test with your stone. Is it still smooth enough? And if it feels okay, you don't need to apply more cream, but if it feels a little sticky or hesitant, put on some more oil or lotion so you can do the treatment properly. And I'll wait just a minute in case any of you need to add. And now we will go ahead and go to our lung point on the other hand. So remember, on the outside of the bicep, down the thumb side, down to the thumb. So stroking, very calm, thinking about, I'm easing congestion, I'm reducing my sadness. You can add the bright white color if you want for the lungs. And just feel that. And great. And just tune into both arms. And you can really probably feel where you've done the Gua Sha. And just notice that. Now we'll come inside and do the heart. Here you can do the beautiful ruby red color. And you'll just go ahead and stroke down to the pinky. Just being mindful to be careful around the elbow bend. And you might notice points along the way that you're like, ooh, I can feel that. And so you can go back and do a little acupressure massage with your fingers later. And do a couple more. Coming to our pericardium now. There are 3 red color meridian points. We have the heart, the pericardium, and the small intestine, because those are all part of the heart system. So go ahead and we'll be stroking down the middle of the bicep, the middle of the arm, the hand, and out the middle finger. Make sure you're not holding your breath. That is so important, to keep the breath moving and flowing. So just make sure you've got that going. Do a couple more. And release.
Julie, I have a question.
Yeah.
So sometimes my pinky goes numb. Is that connected to the heart channel?
Yeah, it is. Well, I can't say in your specific case. So it could be a block on the heart meridian. It's definitely a block on the blood flow getting to the area. So Gua Sha can really help that, at least to enliven, get the blood moving. Doing any of the heart exercises where you do the deep breathing, the calming, that will help your circulation for sure.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, let's go to our yang meridian points on our arm. And just so you know also, these the the lung and large intestine, which we're going to do the large intestine, are great for your eyes, for puffy eyes, dark circles under the eyes. The small intestine and triple burner that we're going to do are also good for the eyes as well as the emotional stuff. The lung that we just did, that is great for neck, for the kind of saggy and skin around the neck. And the large intestine and small intestine that we're going to do are also incredible for the cheeks and the mouth, right? For bringing that plumpness. So let's go. Yeah.
I have a question. I just got the first Pfizer vaccine on Friday, and it's on the yang side.
So yeah, I don't know enough about the vaccine. You can maybe do light brushing with your hands. I know that helping the vaccine clear the area and movement can be nice, but only do it if it feels good to you and be gentle. So I would maybe the points that aren't on. Is it on the outer muscle? Was it on the outer tricep muscle?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you can maybe do Gua Sha on the inside part, but then just do some stroking with your hand if it feels good. If it doesn't feel good, you don't even have to touch it. All right. So we're going to start with the triple burner. Remember, the triple burner is what we focus on when we do our microcosmic orbit. It's that integration, that centering of our chi that helps all of the internal organs flow and coordinate with each other. Super important for immunity to make sure that all the organs are functioning properly. That starts, these yang meridian points, unlike the yin, start from the fingertips and move up. We start from the center finger, we come up the center of the arm, and really just kind of that center of the triceps. So if you have your tricep muscles here, you've got the 3 muscles, you're coming right through the center of those. So that's where you're going to be doing that. And this is incredible for shoulder pain and earaches. So if you have any pain or tenderness on your ears or ear aches internally, the triple burner physiologically is great for that, as well as centering. So coming up the middle and then stroking up the center of the triceps. And just kind of do that. And you can try having it just one way, or you can do the convex side, whatever works. Just continue to stroke up. Really coming up that tricep, that center of the tricep. And notice, what do you feel along the way? Are there some points that are more tender? What do you notice? Okay, great. And now the next that we'll do is the small intestine. That is the child organ, if you will, of the heart. And physiologically, your small intestine is really the dominant part right here in the lower abdomen. And you start on the outside of the pinky, right? So you're going to start just kind of like on this outside of the pinky, not on the heart outside, just more on the top. And you're going to come, it's really weird, you're going to come into this lower delt. So you're going to come right in here to the lower deltoid. So really stroking along and then into this lower deltoid. So if it's easier for you to bend, you can bend and come in, but just stroking along this outside and then just coming into this lower delt. So I find it's easier to kind of reach up like that. And this is incredible for arm pain, elbow pain, a sore neck. Oftentimes we get a lot of tension and soreness in the neck because our shoulders are sore, and not just the upper shoulders, down low here in the deltoid. Not so low into the latissimus dorsi, but just up in this upper deltoid, right up in here. Well, lower deltoid, sorry, but above the lats. Great. And then lastly, we're going to go ahead and do the large intestine. The large intestine is the child organ of the lungs. And whenever we have problems with our bowel movements or anything like that, this is great to do to clear that. Also, though, if you're congested and coughing, oftentimes it can be large intestine related, that it's not smooth or flowing, and this will help clear that for the congestion and phlegm as well. It treats elbow aches, shoulder aches, throat, toothache. It's incredible. The large intestine is really connected to the molars, so it's great for toothaches and a headache. For this, you're going to go ahead and come from the outside of the index finger. So you're going to come from that outside of the index finger. You're going to kind of come on the outside of the bicep, almost so you know how the lung was like right on the outside. You're going to be a little bit more on the outside, so almost where the lung was, and you're going to come right up onto the shoulder. So coming right up, doing that. And this one just is such a nice treat for your large intestine. So let's go ahead and do those yang points on the other side. Coming from our ring finger, and you're going to come up the center of your triceps and then into this just lower deltoid area. So just come from the ring finger over, up, and in. And just, again, it's a little tricky. Just kind of feel the stroking energy, doing this integration of the triple burner. You can picture that beautiful violet color. And beautiful.
Now we were on the small intestine, going on the outside pinky and then coming up to the lower delt. So the deltoids are the shoulder muscles, and so just that lower part, you can kind of feel it there. So just coming in and stroking up, it's fine. It's just play around with where it's easier for you to reach, and go ahead and stroke there. And just feel into the areas that might be tender. And great. Then we're going to do the large intestine. And that's where you're going to stroke up the index finger, come along in here, come along the outside of the bicep. So along the outside of the bicep, similar to where the lung went, just a little bit different, into the center of your deltoid. So right into the center of the deltoid, the shoulder muscle, before you get to the bone. And you can bring it even up a little bit, like more back right in here in the fleshy part. Just kind of see where you feel that you have some of the reaction points. And that's what you'll be looking for. Okay. So those are the yin and yang arm point or meridian lines, that channels that you can open with Gua Sha.